Phil pulled this up. Let's talk about this living in the simulation. So this is actually a decently old story. And the claim, people took DMT and then stared at a laser on a wall and saw actual code, actual alphanumeric symbols. And they claim to have seen the same thing. Now, here's what I think. As far as I know, none of these people wrote it down. So they didn't see the same thing.
Right.
They saw something they could all describe as alphanumeric symbols. I have a very simple explanation for this. They were on drugs.
Yeah.
But here's the story.
Scribbling furiously.
CNN embedded with a group of amateur investigators, and by amateur investigators, they mean drug users staring at a wall. There's a bunch of people who love the DMT stuff getting mad at me right now, who openly believe reality is a simulation, and they say they're trying to prove it by finding the code that runs the world, like in the Matrix. We had on Gary the Numbers guy, and if you don't know who he is, he's like, I hear crazy stories about him, like he just wins sports betting like crazy nonstop because he does all this numerology stuff, which I don't believe in. But he said there is a code to the universe, and you can see holes in the code, like cheat codes basically, and if you follow them, you'll follow a pattern. And it's actually not the craziest thing I've ever heard. I think it's actually I think it's sound. It doesn't mean that he's right about everything, but the idea being math is how we describe how the universe functions. Basically, there's physics, there's universe, and we've begun writing down how it functions, starting with quantity and finding ourselves now mapping dimensions and things like this. So it does make sense that if math is how we map the universe, you can find patterns in how the universe works by looking at numbers. I don't think that means that some guy sitting in his room looking at the sky is going to figure out that 9-6, he's going to whatever. But it does mean that maybe you get an edge. Maybe it's possible. Well, here's the video. Are we living in a simulation? And I got to tell you, it just looks like drug addicts staring at lights.
5150.
5150.
Jail.
Wow.
Should like Home Depot.
Inhale
It's a stud
slowly.
finder.
This group is preparing to take part in an experiment.
Exhale, keep it out.
One that's meant to show them the simulation.
Thank you, everybody.
Danny Goler created the test, which consists of two parts, a psychedelic drug called DMT and lasers.
DMT stands for dimethyltryptamine. If you smoke it, it produces the most psychedelic explosion known to man. Just in case somebody is not fully aware, this is a big experience. The main jarring factor is the speed. It comes on really fast. It will surprise you, even though I said this to you. It will still surprise you.
Oh, Debbie's about to go.
Okay, great. Oh my.
Looks smaller than you think. The pixels that make up the screen, so to speak.
Stare into
This
the
is
lasers.
not a laser
Yeah,
beam
good.
right now. And there's almost like a road. The best I could describe it is like snakeskin.
Do you know how many times people said snakeskin? Crazy.
This feels really mythological.
It looks like snakeskin right now.
Mythological?
Yeah.
What a great word.
So big.
Do you see
I'm so
snakeskin?
shocked I saw
Help but
anything.
laugh at this.
How's that though?
That was so unexpected. Like, this was not this. It was like this whole world. Not a world I've ever been in
called being
and
on
that I
drugs.
would conceive of.
Do you think what you saw there is other dimensions or...
Well, I certainly can understand now why Danny wants to spend a lot of time there. Because it felt like I wanted to stay there, and it felt like, you know, what else is even beyond this?
You know, I'd rather them be doing this than riding in Minneapolis right now. So I think this is like
guess that's
probably
true.
the better alternative.
This is where they recruit from.
I don't know, man.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's actually better, Tate.
I think I'd rather, you know, either they're hitting ice agents, or, you know, just give them a little DMT and then give them some
And then-
lasers. They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
It's like a cat. You know, you just
Yeah.
point the laser at the wall, and the cat just.
I hate
freaks
all
out.
of these like esoteric, like there's that one where it's like, have you seen this man in your dream? And it's just a Greek guy. I'm like, I see Greek people all the time. Like, I see that guy 30 times a day. What are you talking about?
We can see the exact same thing she's describing without
Yeah,
the
and, like,
DMT.
she's like, it looks like snakes, and I'm like, yeah, the
Yeah.
laser.
There's nothing about
the
a
laser
simulation
does
there.
look
It was
like-
just
So true.
staring into a laser and doing drugs.
Dude, ruining
reportedly,
my eyes.
they've like claimed that they've seen symbols. Let me see if I can actually. We actually live in a simulation. Where's the show me the point where I'm not gonna watch this like 30-minute long thing of guys just talking about lasers on walls.
Unemployment
Oh,
can't
here we
be
go.
that high.
Let's play this. You know what's funny? There's like a whole cottage industry of drug addicts staring at lasers on walls. Yeah, I'm in the wrong industry. I work so hard every day.
You just need to get in like the stud finder industry. You can sell 1 million of these things.
There you go.
Describe what you saw. And just for the record, I didn't tell you this. You said it yourself.
I see letters, definitely letters, numbers and letters. Wow. Chinese. And
Chinese?
I just want to take a picture of it.
See
and
Chinese
translate
people.
it.
guys. Tate's got this conspiracy theory that beyond the ice wall is Koreans.
It's true.
Yeah, and
It's
this
very
proves
true.
it.
Yeah, he's like, I see Chinese. I could be Koreans. Can't really tell the difference.
No, he doesn't know it. He doesn't know which
wouldn't know
which
the difference.
characters they're,
I just
which
see
alphabet they're from.
I see like
It's
a
definitely
Kia.
saying something. Can you move it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know it? It is crazy.
Wow.
You see that?
Okay, so yeah, it's not stuck.
No,
It's not because of the light.
no, it's on its own side. Light is just literally revealing it.
Wow, what the
People are so disappointing.
That's right response.
fuck? I'll get that'll,
So if you could somehow project it back from the air, you would see it in the air, dude. There it is. And look at the edges, like where the light ends, like in these areas and up and down. Like look at that, like how it just reveals it.
Dude's just feeding him.
Yeah. Like he gets his face blurred because he finished filming. He's like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever done. I don't want that in there.
He's furiously calling him. Don't
so
put my face in. Don't.
My wife will kill me.
They're not exactly there. Portions of them. And they're
Why are they all in
not
bathrobes?
flat. They're
Why
like
aren't they
three-dimensional.
writing it down?
But it's confusing because things behind it kind of make it blurry.
Because pens don't work for that.
And they're not describing anything.
Right.
They're like, I see like columns and blurry things.
I don't
Characters.
understand how this is the simulation.
It's like this.
So they're
just
claiming that it
drugs.
looks like the Matrix with all like the numbers and everything. And I'm like, wow, get a piece of paper, write down what you're seeing. Like I can look at Japanese symbols and copy it. I have no idea what it is, but I'm
Right.
like line, line, line. That's easy. Down, dot, line. I can copy a picture. I can't do it well, but I can do it well enough. If they all did that and then everybody showed each other and they were like, they're all the exact same symbols,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
Okay, maybe there's something here.
I mean, you take these people to the eye doctor, they'll make January 6th look like a birthday party. I mean, they will come unglued. Like, it'll be insane. We got to do that. Can we fund? Is that a thing we can fund? They're dude looking at the little barn and they're like, oh, I think it's Gartha. I can't tell. Be awesome.
The truth is Koreans control everything.
They do.
I mean, you think about it.
puppet masters.
How much money do we give them every year?
Korea?
We have what, 30K troops
Yeah.
Yeah.
in South Korea. We're basically providing military service for them. And what do? Dance around on TV, shaking it?
Yeah.
Sounds like we.
They provide K-pop for the
K-pop.
world.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
of course. More like K slop. Yeah, come on. What is going on? Oh yeah, China's our global adversary. Okay, we kind of see what's going on here. Your little peninsula, and then the North and South Korea is just a fake divide to get more money out of us. You know, behind the scenes they're chumming it up.
See, I'm not. I want to clarify too, because I'm not immediately. I actually am deeply interested in the DMT stuff because what we're looking for in these experiments is replicable phenomena. So there have been stories where two people unrelated to each other in a similar area were brought in for an experiment where they did DMT and they both experienced the same thing, but were separated from each other and then described to researchers very, very similar events with the same people. When they blast off, they see like what they call machine elves, which is just like a stupid phrase someone came up with, but weird entities. And there have been people who have claimed to have experienced the exact same things despite never talking to each other. That's where it gets interesting. So when you see something like this, I'm like, guys, write it down. Like, we're interested in this. Joe Rogan had a whole, like, 6-year arc on this. We love it. Just write it down. The fact that they haven't, or that it's not a component of the story, says to me they're making things up. Like, you're literally just on drugs.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the whole story. Look, there's drugs and there's lights, and people are interested in lights when they're on drugs. I mean, like that's kind of like a story as old as drugs.
Yeah.
You know, like
I knew this guy when I was a teenager, and he was telling me aliens were real because he'd seen it.
and saw lights.
He said, no, he saw a UFO float above his house. And he's like, I'm not kidding. He's like, I came out of my backyard. Now he was in his 20s. And he's like, I was smoking a cig, and then a UFO came down over the back of my house, and it was in the suburbs of Chicago. So it's like decently populated, but still houses are a little bit. It's not like they're literally just next to each other like in the city. And then I was like, for real? And he was like, yeah, dude. And I was like, well, like, tell me the story. What happened? He's like, well, me and my buddy, we were in his basement, and we were just doing like a bunch of acid. And I went, okay. And then he was like, and I was drinking, and I went outside to have a cigarette, and I saw a UFO, and I was like, do you think that had something to do with the acid? He goes, no way, man. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I knew this.
Maybe.
The police,
I
maybe
knew this,
police helicopter, you know?
Right?
Yeah, I knew this Albanian dude in college, and he took a bunch of LSD. And after that, he would always wear earplugs, and he's like, I don't want them to have access.
Oh God,
bro, there were people that, you know, in my old neighborhood who like
everyone knows they go up.
did drugs one time and then just went retard like that.
Yeah, the normies get one shot if they can't handle it.
I think everybody does.
Everyone can't handle
Maybe
it.
some people don't. Like the people talk about like microdosing LSD, and it like opens your mind, and you can contemplate ideas you couldn't before that you were locked out of. But I mean, I've heard stories. I don't know if it's true because I don't like hang out with the guy every single day. But there were people who were like, yeah, this one dude did acid one time, and then he was a completely different person after that. He became an asshole. Everybody hated him, and he was just like, whacked
all those
out.
stories are exactly why I didn't do any
literally.
significant drug, or I'd never had significant drug use in my life. Heard stories about like if you do coke once you're gonna have a heart attack. I was like, all right, well, I have no desire to do that.
Oh, if you take acid, you unlock new flavors on the Coke Freestyle machine. It's like, be awesome.
Yeah, like
you can like what looks like a white part of the screen to everyone else. You can see the just floating definition. You press it, and then it just changes. And then everybody else, the screen is just white, and they can't see anything. And then you press the buttons, and then like a weird color no one's ever seen before comes out.
Diet fentanyl? What?
Yeah.
Look at the one city where they did a lot of this, like microdosing and all that, San Francisco, and that didn't turn out too well. So
yeah, they invented Facebook.
Failed experiment.
Yeah, they're right now. They've been doing this. We talked about this for years. The extended state DMT experiments, where they're hooking people up with IV DMT. So they just go into like a 4-hour DMT trip. Because the way people describe it is that when you do a massive dose of it, you blast off.
Even Joe Rogan's like, yo, no, that's not how you do it.
He's like, you do it. I don't want to do it. Like, let's see what happens. But you blast off, and some people they call it what do they call it, like breaking through the veil or whatever. God. That if you do enough, it's like it's been described as. How do they describe it? Like you go, you're yourself, but you see another dimension almost.
Oh yeah.
And you can see entities, and they talk to you. And the creepiest thing about it is they offer you deals.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Deal, like,
I was talking to Mike Cernovich about this. It's like and Alex Jones. So
what kind of deals?
They offer you knowledge and success. And I was talking to Mike Cernovich and Alex Jones about this. And he was talking about how there are a lot of people that they're like secularists, they're atheists or whatever. And so they call them the entities. And he's like, but they're demons. They're demons. And they offer you the deal. And you can't take it. But people do. And he thinks there's a lot of evil people out there that they control things so easily because they have access to these entities that give them information. But it's just cutting a deal with a demon. And I said, what is the downside of the deal? And it's like the bill comes due. They're not giving you something for nothing. You're doing these, you're taking these psychedelics, and you're getting access to this plane of existence where you're seeing these beings, and they say to you, we'll make you smarter. We'll make you succeed. Just take our gift. We just want to help you.
Right.
But it always comes with something, and you never know what it's going to be or what you get involved in. It is demonic. Now, I don't know. Call it whatever you want, but I will say this. Maybe what they describe as angels and demons were just a way to describe them in the past to what people call these elves or entities now. And you're taking this massive psychedelic and seeing something you normally don't see and then cutting these deals. And real quick, just DMT does exist already in your mind.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you go to bed, when you dream, you get a little bit. When you die, you get a big dose. What if normally people are able to pray, and with this chemical in your mind, you have a pinhole to look through when you're praying to commune with angels or demons or to God or whatever. And when you blast yourself with DMT, you rip that hole open, and now the demon's staring you in the face and saying, I'm going to cut you a deal.
Gosh. That's how Aaron Rodgers ended up on the Jets. The Bill Gang do. Yeah, that's
He
what
took
it was.
DMT and said, get me on the Jets. And they went,
He's
got
like,
it.
I wanted some Super Bowls. I was like, you're going to have to play for the Jets someday.
You're going to have to play for the
Yeah,
Jets
that's
someday.
rough. There's some deals.
That's the downside.
Yeah. Dude.
You'll
I
win
brutal.
that, but then you end up in New York. You end up in Newark.
You end up in New Jersey. Can you imagine? It's like, we give you all the... It's like, no deal, no.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.